Previously on Ace Attorney.
I will make amends by picking up where my husband left off. I will see the revolution through, so nothing like this can ever happen again. For that is the depth of my love for my dearly departed husband.
Lady and me, we gotta hurry. That voice, is that Mr. Rubble?
I must tell the people. They must learn that the peace that we enjoy is a false one. One built on the backs of innocents charged with the false crimes under that odious DC Act. We have it in our power to forge a society in which the law judges all of us fairly.
Hey there, PW. Wish we had more time to talk, but Duck, everything's ready. It's go time. Dirk.
Oh, hello. Strong silent type, huh?
What was that, the rebel leader Dirk?
Hello, YouTube. I'm Unca Crunk. Welcome back to Ace Attorney and Turnabout Storyteller.
Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What time is it? It's 9, 10, 11.
Okay.
Gio's dead?
No, do you think he did it? Oh no, if he did, then what do we do?
Hey, pull yourself together.
Don't worry, I have an idea.
Okay. I have no idea who those people were.
May 13th, 9:45 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby. Number 6. What the heck? Who brings the defendant to his own trial late? Plus, the request was so last minute I didn't even have a chance to talk with my client. He's late for a very important date.
Oh, so we're Athena this time?
My name is Athena Sykes. Armed with analytical psychology and a full arsenal of legal know-how, I'm a fully competent defender of the Right Anything Agency. So I wish my client would show up already. The trial's about to start.
We don't even get investigation time? Oh, boy.
It appears we made it just in time. Where have you been? The trial's about to start, Simon.
Simon?
Hello.
You needn't get so worked up, Athena. His baldness can wait.
There's no way he'd wait for me. Besides, why would I want to start off on the wrong foot with him right out of the gate?
Dealing with such matters is part of being a lawyer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, covering for your lateness is not.
Still, but a rank amateur, I see.
This is Simon Blackwell. He might not look it, but he's actually a prosecutor and a psychology specialist. He and I go way back. As for our shared specialization in psychology, we're both the disciples of the same person, so to speak, but he's kind of my senior, I guess. But twisted sense of humor or no, I wish he'd stop treating me like a child all the time.
Sir, we're Wright Dono and Justice Dono.
Mr. Wright is abroad and Apollo is helping Trucy with her magic show.
Oh, poor Apollo.
Didn't I tell you?
There, what? So neither one of them are here? Ugh, leaving you to take this on? Alone?
Yep.
Ye gods. Call the Wright Dono back, it's not too late.
Oh no, not too late at all. He would only need to know how to teleport.
Very well. Then I will settle for Justice Dono. Go grab him by the horns and drag him here.
Apollo is literally in the middle of a show, Simon. He may not want to admit it, but I've got what it takes to take on this case. Just leave this to me and go watch from the gallery.
As your defense derails in spectacular fashion?
No, as I win the heck out of this trial. I'll be okay, promise. So wipe that look off your face already, will you? Anyway, I take it the guy behind you is...
Yes, he's your... He's asleep again. Hoi, Bunky, wake up!
Ow! What'd you do that for, Simey?
Oh my god, are you drunk? Or just sleepy?
Who the yellow chickadee?
She is your lawyer, as it were. I'd say she's more green than yellow, however.
Lawyer? She sure doesn't look it, does she? Is she like your fellow apprentice or something?
Something like that. I've known her longer than I've known you. You could say we're bound to one another.
Oh, okay. Well then, guess I better call her Miss Chickadee then. Simon, this guy's not only rude, but he's 3 sheets to the wind at his own trial. I know we just met, but I'm about ready to...
Oh.
I know we just met, but I'm about ready to give him a piece of my mind.
Do as you will, just save it for after the trial.
Miss Chickadee. Don't call me that. How'd you do? Simon is an old friend of mine. I'm the 4th generation head chef of Westover. Wait before Buggy Wet. Nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you too, Mr. Wheat. So he can pull himself together when he wants to. If only the trial wasn't starting in a few minutes.
Having been accused of a murder that only occurred yesterday, I'm afraid it's taken a toll on the poor boy.
And you happened to be there at the theater where it all happened too, right? They said they found a Rakugo storyteller murdered in his dressing room.
Indeed. The victim, Master Storyteller Taifu Tornado, was a longtime patron of Wheat Soba. Master Tornado had been looking after Bucky ever since Wheat Noodle number 3 passed away.
I see. So the victim was kind of like a father to the defendant, huh? That's the well thought. Like a father? No way. He was always dishing my soba.
How dare you speak ill of him? Running your mouth like that is why they suspected you of his murder in the first place. Now, pull yourself together. Number 3 must be rolling in his grave.
But Simon, the police, none of them believes me. They won't listen to me. Looks like he's still in shock from the whole ordeal. Don't worry, Mr. Wheat. Everything's going to be all right. I'm going to defend you with everything I got. You're in good hands now. You mean you believe me, man? Of course. No matter what, I'll believe in you to the very end. Gee whiz, Miss Chickadee. Now, come on. I need you to shape up just like those al dente noodles of yours. Yes, ma'am. My soba is the freshest. Mr. Wheat!
Bucky, you great big pillock.
So, how exactly do you know this guy?
I used to frequent Wheat Soba, and still do, in fact. So I've known him since he was a lad. That's why his father and Master Tornado were always so good to me.
I didn't know you liked soba so much, Simon.
I wouldn't expect one such as you, who eats meat slapped between slabs of bread, to understand the delicate taste and the subtle textures imparted by buckwheat flour.
Hey, that's just rude.
But I digress.
All about flavor and subtlety and stuff.
The If I let Wheat Soba in like this, I'll never be able to face number 3 or my Master Tornado in the next life.
I see. And that's why you came to me. You wanted somebody you could trust.
It was never my intention to ask you.
I'll show him. I'll show him I can handle it just fine.
Well, I believe it's just about time.
What? But we haven't even properly discussed the case yet.
What's the matter? You look nervous, Athena. Don't tell me you're chickadeeing out.
I'm just trembling with excitement of battle, that's all. Yes, let's do this. Come on, Mr. Wheat. Get up off the floor. We've got a case to win. Yes, my chickadee. I'm going to do my best.
Wet soba, wet soba, wet soba, wet soba.
Oh, it is wet.
Wet soba.
Okay.
Hello. Those noodles? Sorry, sir, no can do. Kind of busy at the courthouse. Huh? Hey, don't go. Okay, let's do this. He's not going to do himself or his case any favors like this, Simon. Maybe we should let him go get some rest somewhere. I mean, rest? Maybe a little lump of regular flour for the udon noodles. Well, I'm fresh like my soba. Yeah. You know, that soba don't rush. It's all about the 3 freshes. Grind the buckwheat seeds fresh, cut the dough fresh, and boil the noodles. Really? You don't let buckwheat flour dough rest? But be all stiff if you don't let it rest after you need it.
He's blacked out.
Oh boy, I just knew something like this would happen. Simon, what are these 3 freshes of soba he was talking about?
First, buckwheat seeds, or groats, are ground to make buckwheat flour. Then dough made with this flour is cut with a large rectangular knife into noodles. And finally, the buckwheat noodles are boiled. Each step is done immediately, one after the other, so that the soba is fresh when eaten.
Oh, so that's what he meant.
Granted, I've never worked with buckwheat before, and then,
I wouldn't want him to make me any soba right now, though, that's for sure.
Athena, this is no time for idle chatter. You need to get into the courtroom now. Just remember, as a prosecutor, I will be unable to lend you a hand. So don't expect any help from my quarter.
Oh my god. We're still doing samadhi as prosecutor. Ugh. There you go, treating me like I'm incompetent again. For your information, I wasn't planning on asking for you for help anyway. Just you wait, Simon. I'll show you. Mr. Wright and Apollo may not be here, but that's all right. I can do this on my own. May 13th, 9:50 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is now in session. All rise.
Court is now in session for the trial of Bucky Wet.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is fully prepared, Your Honor. Oh, what's this? No prayer this time, Prosecutor Sonbody? That is correct, Your Honor. To expedite these proceedings, I completed them beforehand in the lobby. How very thoughtful of you. By the way, what brings you back to this country? Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth himself called on me to handle this case. Besides, I have a debt to repay. And though my opponent is yet a callow thing, I have no qualms with sending her down to hell.
Objection!
If you have a score to settle, it's with Apollo, not me. But more importantly, I am not a callow thing. I'm a qualified and capable attorney. Then what is that yellow attire if not proof of your immaturity, you small spring chick? Now, cease your shrill chirping.
No, Prosecutor Sodmarty. She is still only a teenager. Please go easy on her.
Great! Now even the judge is giving me the kid treatment. Very well. Shall we begin, Your Honor?
Yes, I suppose we should. Now then, Prosecutor Sodmarty, please give your opening statement.
I'll show them what I can do. They'll be sorry they underestimated me. I swear I can talk.
Certainly.
Let the last rites of the victim commence. The incident is believed to have occurred at around 4 p.m. yesterday, May 12th, at a storyteller's theater called Kurugate. The victim was a great master of the tornado school of Rakugo, or comedic storytelling. His name was Taifu Tornado. The scene of the murder was the theater's dressing room. It is accessible via the staff entrance hallway and has an inner and outer sliding door. Okay. The estimated time of death is between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. The cause of death is suffocation, though how the victim suffocated is yet to be determined. The autopsy found nothing unusual in his lungs or stomach, and there is no murder weapon. I will now submit the incident report to the court. Okay. Taifu's autopsy report, yeah. Prosecutor Sodmarty, how can you name Mr. Wet as the culprit when you don't know how the victim was killed, or even with what? While it is true that the weapon and precise method are as yet unknown, the accused is the only one who had the opportunity to commit the murder. You know, I'm just now noticing that when he's in Japanifornia, he has a spirit butterfly instead of a real one, which he has in Korean, whatever. I will explain this assertion in further detail as we continue. Guess this means he has some kind of evidence to present. Now, would the accused take care to plead his case?
Come to think of it, where is the defendant, Mrs. Sykes?
Sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid Mr. Wet isn't feeling very well and is resting in the infirmary. Surely it is the lack of a clear conscience that impedes him from facing this court. Great, starting off on the wrong foot already. Mr. Wet is the head chef of a soba shop frequented by the victim. On the day of the incident, Mr. Wet went to the theater at the victim's request. Taifu Tornado was a connoisseur of soba. As you can see in these photographs, he was apparently making soba himself in his dressing room that very day. The soba found at the scene is likely the soba he himself made there. Liking soba was one thing, but making it in a theater dressing room's a bit much, non?
Master Tornado truly had a passion for soba, didn't he? For a man like that to be murdered by a soba chef is simply unthinkable.
And yet the accused had ample motive. For in the victim's safe, we discovered the deed to the accused's shop. Mr. Wet was to inherit Wet Soba when he lost his father recently. However, it is believed the victim stole the shop's deed during the transfer process.
The prosecution believes the accused killed the victim in order to get the deed back.
How do you steal a deed? I mean, yeah, you can take the piece of paper, but it's whose name is on the thing that matters. I suppose I could read it. Hang on. Oh, damn it. Wait.
A murder over the deed to a shop. That does sound like a plausible motive.
So that's what this case is about. All right, hang on. Oh, I can't actually read the thing. Damn it. I wish Simon had filled me in a little better. Could have contributed more than just 1,000 buckets of cold sweat if he had.
Defense? From your demeanor, I gather you know very little about the details of this case.
Well, you see...
You are dishonoring the soul of the victim by appearing in the courtroom unprepared. You are an embarrassment to your profession, you putrid egg yolk.
I'm sorry. Oh, Apollo's a red pepper and now I'm an egg yolk? You've only just started and I've already been demoted from spring chick.
I am ready to call my witness, Your Honor.
Okay.
Let us listen to the words of one who was present when the crime was discovered.
Someone who was there when the victim's body was found?
Very well. Witness, please take the stand.
What?
Witness, please state your name and occupation. Simon Blackwell, prosecutor.
Prosecutor Blackwell? You didn't tell me you were going to take the stand?
There simply wasn't time.
There was plenty of time. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, let's time it. Athena, I'm going to be the first witness. See, that took like 4 seconds.
What a shame, Prosecutor Blackwell. Had you shared the damning scene you witnessed beforehand with the defense, we could have moved this trial along and saved the victim's soul that much faster.
The damning scene? What in the world did Simon see?
Prosecutor said muddy, was it? Before I give my testimony, there's something I'd like to confirm. By all means. This case involves rakugo, a very traditional form of Japanese comedic storytelling. Do you have enough knowledge of this art form to handle the case competently?
Are you implying that I am not qualified for this case?
Not yet. I am simply trying to ascertain your familiarity with the topic. For now.
It is a prosecutor's duty to learn the background of any case he takes on. I did some research on rakugo last night, and have grasped the overall idea of it.
Huh. How much could you possibly grasp in a single night?
Rakugo is a form of entertaining storytelling that originated... It ended the storyteller sits alone on stage with only a fan and a towel, and the Rakugo artist tells long, whimsical stories, giving each character. This traditional art was originally invented by monks to make sermons more interesting. Are you satisfied? If not, I could explain the 12 types of endings to such stories. Or shall I perform the famous story of Jugemu instead?
It appears you have put in a bit of study.
Your acknowledgement is most welcome, Prosecutor Blackwell.
I can see why you are known for being quite thorough in your research, Prosecutor. Now, I would love to see you perform that story you mentioned, if you don't mind.
If that is your honor's request. Jugamu. Your Honor, could we please get back to the trial?
Oh, right, of course. I nearly forgot.
Seriously? Of all the things for you to forget.
Now then, back to the case. Prosecutor Blackwell, please tell this court what you witnessed.
Witness testimony.
What Simon saw. I went to the theater yesterday and arrived at approximately 4 p.m. I went straight to Master Tornado's dressing room to say hello. Bucky went into the dressing room thereafter, only to come storming out a while later. Master Tornado's junior disciple, Uendo, apparently then entered the room soon after. That's when Uendo discovered Master Tornado's body.
Now, wait just a minute here, Prosecutor Blackwell. With testimony like that, you're practically accusing Mr. Wet of the crime.
All I can do is state what I saw. I can't help how it appears. But a qualified and capable attorney such as you should be able to dispatch with it, right?
Well, yeah, duh. All right, I guess I better start by getting all the info out of him I can. Yay, I have no evidence whatsoever.
I went to the theater yesterday and arrived at approximately 4 p.m.
Oh, wrong button.
Hold it!
Prosecutor Blackwell, what did you go to the theater for in the first place?
I went because I had received an invitation from Master Tornado. Here, see for yourself. It was a special show commemorating his junior disciple Oendo's promotion. It was also an occasion to announce the boy's succession to the stage name of Oendo II.
So what exactly does it mean to succeed to his stage name?
You really don't know, do you? In the performing arts, a name succession is when an artist inherits a predecessor's name.
Oh, you mean like Bozo the Clown?
Excuse me.
Well, there have been lots of Bozo the Clowns.
Who is Bozo the Clown?
An American clown from like the 60s and 70s. Willard Scott, the weatherman, used to play him.
You're talking rubbish, Athena.
So, there was another Uendo Rakugo artist before, and this disciple succeeded him, huh? And what exactly did your invitation say?
It contained a simple letter of salutations and an outline of the show's program. Oh, it appears Taifu Tornado was going to perform Toki Soba, or Time Soba. He's famous for his masterful pantomime of eating soba using only his fan as a prop. And Uendo was to perform Soba Sai, or Soba Glutton, a soba-themed show I see. It seems you know a thing or two about Rakugo yourself, your baldness. The first to perform was the senior disciple Geru, followed by Uendo, and lastly, Master Tornado.
Okay. I see, so that's why you happened to be at the Storytellers Theater yesterday. So what happened after you arrived?
I went straight to Master Tornado's dressing room to say hello.
Hold it!
And how did Master Tornado appear when you said hello to him?
I went with the intention of greeting him, but ultimately we didn't actually meet.
You didn't see him, why not?
Geru escorted me to the dressing room, but we heard the sound of rakugo being performed from within. Thinking the master was rehearsing, we decided to wait in the hall until he was done.
You heard rakugo being performed in the dressing room?
Yes, not just me, but Gero as well. In other words, you can confirm that the victim was still alive at around 4 p.m.? Correct. I couldn't hear him clearly through the doors, but I'm sure it was Master Tornado. I could tell because it was the time soba routine being performed in there.
So that means the victim was killed sometime after that.
Bucky went into the dressing room thereafter only to come storming out a while later.
Hold it!
Please tell us in detail how Mr. Wet appeared at the time.
Gero and I were waiting in the hallway for Master Tornado to finish practicing when Bucky appeared and entered the dressing room with his things.
What happened after that?
We heard what sounded like Bucky shouting inside the room. About 10 minutes later, Bucky came back out of the dressing room looking rather irate. This is most likely when the murder was committed. The victim was an elderly man. It would have been entirely possible to kill him within the span of 10 minutes.
Ow! I better come up with some kind of counter-argument and fast!
Master Tornado's junior disciple Uendo apparently then entered the room soon after.
Hold it!
What do you mean by apparently? Didn't you see him go in?
No, I couldn't. I wasn't able to see the dressing room door from where I was standing at the time. But Gero was right in front of it, so I'm sure she saw it all.
I see. And why do you suppose Uendo went to the dressing room anyway?
He had just finished his routine, so he was making a courtesy call. A disciple is to pay their master respect right before and after each performance.
And all disciples are expected to do this?
Yes, there's common courtesy among rakugo artists.
I see. Could you tell us what happened after Uendo went into the dressing room?
Certainly. That's when Uendo discovered Master Tornado's body.
Hold it!
And how did Uendo act at the time?
After Uendo had been in the dressing room for 2 or 3 minutes, we heard a scream from inside the room and Uendo came flying out.
Did you hear any signs of a struggle at that time?
No, just Uendo's woeful scream.
I see. 2 or 3 minutes could be enough time to kill somebody.
Well done, Prosecutor Blackwell. Your testimony has given us quite a glimpse into the sequence of events. Thank you, Prosecutor Blackwell. And now please allow me to summarize your testimony. While Prosecutor Blackwell and Gero were in the hallway waiting for Master Tornado, the accused came along and entered the dressing room with some items in tow. He was heard shouting for a time inside the dressing room, and about 10 minutes later, he came back out of the room seeming rather angry. I like the little wiggle that the icon gave. A short time after the accused had come and gone, Uendo Tornado went into the room. A few minutes later, after having discovered the victim's body, Uendo gave a scream.
Ah!
And came running out into the hallway from within. Prosecutor Blackwell and Gero then ran into the room and saw the body for themselves.
Was the pantomime screen absolutely necessary?
Of course it was. From the circumstances, it is quite clear that the accused murdered the victim. This is crucial testimony indeed.
Yeah. Okay. Defense. An eyewitness has given conclusive testimony. Why not let it all go now and allow the victim his last rites? Not on your life, Buster. If Window went into the dressing room too and was the first to discover the body, then who's to say he didn't commit the crime? Window was in the dressing room for a mere 2, perhaps 3 minutes. He could not possibly commit murder in that time, nor without making any noise. Simon, why did you have to give that awful testimony? Prosecutor Blackwell, can't you give me something a little better to work with here?
Isn't it up to you to ask the right questions? I am certainly willing to tell you all that I know. So, if you truly are as capable as you claim, then draw out whatever you need yourself.
This is no time for your twisted games, Prosecutor Blackwell. Just admit you don't remember it all that well.
Ow!
さとら今おまどもさましで足し抜けたれがせよそろか
Prosecutor Blackwell, watching you collude with the defense like this, I see that you are no prosecutor. Begone, witness. You shall haunt the sacred hall no more. How dare you treat me like some evil spirit to be exorcised? I'll remember this, you blackguard.
Wait, what? I don't get to present anything? Not that I have anything to present. Don't worry, Prosecutor Blackwell. I got this. Would I have my way, he would not be the only one here to step down. You half-boiled putrid egg yolk. Yeah, I object to the notion that I'm a gooey, smelly mess. Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony was like the lowly opening act of a Rakugo show. He may hold the title of prosecutor, but this time he stood on the side of the defense. To restore balance to this trial, I would like to present an actual witness for the prosecution.
And who is this witness?
The person who was with Prosecutor Blackwell when the body was discovered. She is another entertainer of the Tornado School, Ms. Geru Tornado. Okay.
Oh my God!
You can't jump clown me like that. Also, when I was making that bozo crack, I had no idea that Rakugo was a clown act.
Please state your name and occupation, witness.
Hello, everyone. I'm here to represent the Tornado School with a twisty twist. And bloom! There you have it, a stunning balloon hat. It's me, the balloon artist you all know and love, Geru Tornado. Just call me Geru, sweetie. 1, 2, balloon!
Oh dear. Oh, what a way to capture your audience's attention! I dare say I can't take my eyes off those balloons. I do. Ooh.
Please tell me you're talking about the hat, Your Honor. Oh, Mr. Judgy, I'm so glad you liked my performance. Would you consider joining my fan club? Pretty please.
Oh, absolutely.
And please save your fanboying for after the trial, Your Honor. Anyway, Geru, can't help but notice you seem awfully cheerful, having just lost your master. Of course I'm sad, but Shisho would scold me if I didn't put on a big smile. Never show sadness. Smile, smile, smile with a twisty twist. And boom! There you have it, one gorgeous cake. I see. I guess an entertainer's gotta do what an entertainer's gotta do. Her balloon art's worse than a Rorschach test. All I saw was a severed monster head. Geru, you're obviously a balloon artist. So, how did you come to be a member of a Rakugo school? Well, my father, my late father, that is, was a Rakugo artist, you see. So I joined the Tornado School to be just like my daddy someday. I see. My father and I owe so much to Shisho, our master, but that Bucky wet. Ooh, how could he? I want to see him pay for what he's done as quickly as possible.
Your distress is entirely understandable, and my condolences for your loss.
And not only that, but he... You have more to say about Mr. Wet? Every time he comes to deliver soba to us, he yells at me. He always tells me to get away. Is there any reason why he would say such a thing to you? He says the smell of my perfume will get into his soba and ruin it. Like, how can he say that? It's a great scent.
How very rude of him. I don't blame you for being upset.
Excuse me, Your Honor, but please don't let Geru's balloons bias your judgment. Mr. Wet hasn't been proven guilty yet, remember?
It will be interesting to see how long that fire of yours will last, Defense. Now then, Geru, please share the truth with this court. Yes, Geru, your testimony, please.
Witness testimony. Before the murder was discovered, from 4 p.m. To a little after 4:20 p.m. when Shiho's body was found, Simon and I were standing in the hallway in front of the dressing room. Before I went to discover the body, the only person who had gone in there was Bucky. Come to think of it, a little while before Bucky showed up, Jugemu was barking like mad.
That explains the doghouse. Prosecutor Blackwell, do you have any objections to this witness's testimony? No. Make up your bloody mind, sad monk Sadmati. First you exercise me, now this. You need only do as you are instructed by this humble servant of the Holy Mother. As there are no objections, Your Honor, let us move on to the salvation of the victim's soul.
Excuse me, why are you talking to Simon instead of the defense attorney? Hey, I'm the defense attorney here, Prosecutor Sadmati, and I just might have an objection or two once I actually cross-examine the witness. So what are you asking Prosecutor Blackwell for? I'm the one you should be checking with.
There is a passage in the sacred scriptures of Koreanism.
I don't care about your hokey religion that only 450-odd people even know exist. This is Japanifornia.
To stir the wind is beyond the power of a spring chick.
You just made that up.
In other words, the inexperienced are useless.
Oh my God, I hate this guy.
So do I. With that in mind, it seemed more judicious to consult Prosecutor Blackwell. He doesn't even see you as an adversary, Sextono.
Well, I won't let either one of you insult me. I'll show you I'm no inexperienced spring chick. Your Honor, I'm ready to cross-examine the witness.
I hope you can make Prosecutor Sadmati see you as a worthy adversary, Ms. Sykes. I'll allow your cross-examination, so you'd better strike while the iron is hot. Hate this guy.
Cross-examination, start. From 4 p.m. till a little after 4:20 p.m. when Shiho's body was found. So the murder must have happened sometime in those 20 minutes, correct? But 20 minutes isn't a lot of time, is it? I don't know. I mean, what do you want me to say? That's what happened, you know? Isn't that right, Simon?
Yes. Hero and I can both confirm that Master Tornado still lived at around 4 p.m.
Oh yeah, you can, can't you? See? Simon and I were standing in the hallway in front of the dressing room.
Hold it!
The fact that the two of you were there in front of the dressing room means you were able to see everyone who went in and out, right? Of course! Are you insinuating that I was daydreaming or sleeping while standing up or something? No, of course not. I saw everything, I tell you. Fine. So you say anyway, but did you really? Before a window discovered the body, the only person who had gone in there was Bucky.
Hold it!
Only the defendant and the window entered around the time of the murder? That's right. That's why it must have been Bucky who killed poor Shishu. Let's take a deep breath, okay, Geru? So, not a single other person set foot into the dressing room during that time. I already told you over and over, didn't I? There was nobody else.
I must apologize on the lawyer's behalf. Even her memory is that of a spring chick's. Please overlook her transgression as best you can.
Oh, I see. Poor thing. Hang in there, sweetie. Hey, who are you calling a bird brain, buddy? Come to think of it, a little while before Bucky showed up, Jugamu was barking like mad.
Hold it!
Jugamu? That's my doggy. I keep him at the theater. Let's see. With a twisty twist. And bloom, there you have it. My cute little Jugamu. He's kind of creepy looking. Oh, but he's a really, really good boy. And why was Jugamu barking? You think it's because he saw someone suspicious? If so, then we'd have a new suspect in this case. Now why was he barking again? Oh, I remember. Because it was time for me to feed him. So I went into his yard and gave him some food. Couldn't someone have slipped into the dressing room while you were doing that? Nope. The door out into his yard was wide open. I would have seen if anybody went into the dressing room. Prosecutor Blackwell, come down to the stand for a sec, please.
How many times must I do this?
You saw what Geru was talking about, right? So why didn't you mention it before?
I can't be expected to remember every minute detail.
Well, remember them now, please. Did Geru go out into the yard?
Yes, I remember now that she went to feed Jugamu. And I saw her looking towards the dressing room quite frequently as well.
You recall anything else?
It looked as though she were feeding the dog with a great quantity of dumplings or something. Jugamu couldn't finish them all, so he buried the rest in the corner of the yard. It's about all I can remember.
Okay. Looks like Geru was telling the truth. Your Honor, I'd like Geru's last statement added to her testimony.
As you wish, defense.
I was in the yard, but the door was wide open, so I could keep watch on the dressing room.
Hold it!
You know what this means, right, Geru? You weren't in the hallway the entire time after all, were you? Well, okay, so I did go out into the yard, but it was just for a second. And the yard door was wide open, so I could still see the dressing room the whole time. The door was open so she could still see the dressing room? Prosecutor Blackwell, I need you on the stand again, please.
What am I, your lady in waiting?
You remember anything about the time Geru was in the yard?
Simply that Juggamoo buried the food he couldn't finish in a corner of the yard. That's about all I can remember.
Thank you. Didn't really need to hear about the dog again, though. When I finished feeding Juggamoo, I returned to the hallway. And then I saw Bucky go into the dressing room, no doubt, no question about it. Okay, so around the time of the murder, Geru and Simon were hanging out just outside the dressing room. Guess I'm going to have to find a flaw in there somehow if I want to get anywhere. My chair's sinking. Okay, hang on. Let's look at the court record. Wait a minute. Okay, it shows that the door opens like that. So, yeah, the door would have been blocking her view of the hallway. All right. Oh.
Objection!
So you were able to keep an eye on the dressing room while you were out in the yard. Is that correct? That's right. The door out into the yard was wide open. Sorry, but that makes zero sense. Take a look at this diagram of the backstage area. There is a clear contradiction between this diagram and the witness's testimony.
Oh? I'm afraid I don't understand, Miss Sykes. Please point out what contradicts the witness's testimony.
Nyeh.
Take that!
Geru was in the yard near the doghouse. Prosecutor Blackwell even saw her there. And while she was out there, the door to the yard had been left open.
I see.
Yes, if the door into the yard was wide open, as Geru said, it would have blocked her view, making it impossible for her to see the dressing room. What? No way!
But even if there were admittedly a few moments Geru was not keeping watch, how much would that really affect this case?
It would greatly affect the case. From the spot Prosecutor Blackwell stood, he couldn't see the dressing room door either. Anyone could have entered the dressing room during that time without being seen. Eek! Geru, why did you try to hide the fact that you weren't watching the dressing room? What?
Objection!
Hide the fact? You speak as though you think she had something to do with the murder. Rather than deliberate deception, it was more likely a simple oversight. Right, witness?
Well, I was so shocked by what happened, I was just confused, that's all.
Even though she is trying to keep up a brave front as an entertainer, the truth is that she is being torn apart by grief. For her mind to be in turmoil is hardly unexpected. Yes, it must be very difficult indeed. Great weight on her chest, if you would. To a disciple, one's master is akin to a real parent. Surely her shock is immense. As immense as those balloons on her head. The way this lawyer tries to pin the blame on this poor soul at the first opportunity. All I can say is, defense attorneys are heartless creatures indeed.
But that wasn't what I was trying to do.
Is it beyond your comprehension, defense? Your unskilled argument is scarring this witness even further. And if we ask the people of this courtroom, I am sure they would agree.
What? The gallery doesn't get a say in this?
Are you afraid to find out what? Are you afraid to find out that they think ill of you? Or that perhaps you are in the wrong? Listen to them now with that keen sense of hearing you are so proud of.
He's right, that was harsh. She didn't have to go that far. I feel kind of sorry for the witness. Why is the lawyer's outfit so yellow? No, I was just trying to find the truth. Why is the whole gallery siding with Prosecutor Sanmati?
The people understand. They know what is right and what is wrong.
That lawyer's still in training, ain't she? Why is she all by herself? I hear the voices of the gallery. I can hear the voices in their hearts. So intense, I feel so alone up here, fighting by myself.
Are you afraid, child? It is ludicrous to come to trial with such paltry preparation of the soul. I command you to leave this courtroom at once.
But I can't give up. I have to. I have to keep pressing on. As long as there was a moment when nobody was watching the dressing room door, the defendant can't be convicted solely on Prosecutor Blackwell and Gayru's testimonies.
Even now you would continue to resist? You are childish in defeat as well, I see.
I'm not out for the count yet, Buster. I'm just getting started.
Despite your posturing, is it not true that your resolve could crumble at any moment? With but a little push, you would surely succumb to despair.
You suck.
A little push, such as with this piece of conclusive evidence.
Conclusive evidence, huh?
That is correct. We found a critical piece of evidence at the scene of the crime. The victim's dying message, which clearly implicates the accused, Bucky Wet. Look at these Japanese playing cards, known as karuta, lined up on the table. These special English version karuta cards spell out a message. That message, wet number 4.
Wet number 4? You mean wet noodle number 4?
Yes, wet noodle number 4, as the fourth head chef of Wet Soba is also known. This message points to none other than the accused, Bucky Wet.
No.
That makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Wow, great job, Mr. Prosecutor. Oh no, this is really, really bad. What do I do now? What do I do?
Good boy. Would you still carry on your futile fight in the face of this irrefutable evidence?
You can say whatever you want, but we won't know until we...
It is cruel to give the accused false hope.
The accused isn't even here. He's sleeping it off in the lobby.
You will only compound his suffering. Wise people of the courtroom, do you not agree?
He's right. It's cruel to make him suffer when there's conclusive evidence. What an incompetent noob. I feel bad for him and the victim and the defendant. What? But I'm trying to prove Mr. West's innocence here.
I know you can hear them, defense. Their voices implore you to save the accused's soul. It is time for you to let it go and move on, you inexperienced lawyer. You lack the competence with which to accomplish anything meaningful here. I hate this guy.
Is he right? Is this too much for me to handle on my own? What is she doing, anybody? She should just quit right now.
Ow!
Now, defense, leave everything to this humble servant of the Holy Mother.
Silence!
Ah! Simon!
You came back!
He's trying to use your keen sense of hearing against you to manipulate the trial, Athena. What a cheap trick for a supposedly holy man.
Simon!
And you fopdoodles in the galley. Can't a man watch a trial in peace? This inexperienced amateur is about to turn the trial around.
Does that prosecutor really think she can turn things around? Mood in this courtroom is starting to change.
Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you doing at the defense's bench? I grew bored of watching from the gallery. Besides, if I were to leave this trial to this spring chick and lose my favorite soba shop in the process, it would be quite cross. You voluntarily stand on the side of impurity and sin? Truly, what a fool you are. To think, you were so easily manipulated by his politics. Whatever happened to qualified and capable Athena?
I just let my guard down a little bit, but it won't happen again.
Then gird up your loins and steel yourself a battle.
Not girding up anything in this skirt, but I am ready to get serious.
It seems there is now yet another soul I must cast down into hell. I was in prison for a long time. And hell sounds no worse than cell, to be honest. Ah, but the fires of hell will not be the end of your suffering. For the sin you have just committed, you shall surely be reborn as a panda in your next life. A white and black reverse panda, that is. And you shall be put in a zoo to be exposed to public ridicule.
Threat like that won't work on Prosecutor Blackwell. After all, he's already used to looking like a panda in this life.
Who are you calling a panda?
I'm sorry.
I see that you are both prepared to face the fires of damnation. Yeru, thank you for your service. You may step down now.
Okie dokie. Bye-bye, balloon.
Bye-bye.
Does everything have to be about balloons with her?
Now then, I have a witness prepared to testify about the Karuta cards. And who is the witness this time?
The first to discover the body and someone who witnessed the crime scene firsthand. Mr. Window Tornado. The time has come for that ponytailed pair over there to finally let it all go and move on.
Very well, let's bring this witness then.
Okay.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
I am the Rakugo storyteller, Window Tornado. Even if my performance isn't worth watching, I will certainly watch my words. I wouldn't want to say anything thoughtless and get arrested. After all, that'd be a Raku no no. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Hold it!
Oh, boy. You can't leave yet. You've only just introduced yourself. Oh, my. Are you a fan of mine, miss? Would you like my autograph? One moment. Ow. What do you think you're doing? No need to stand on ceremony. My fan deserves a fan, after all. A fan for a fan. Ha, nice one. Oh, why if it isn't Simon? How are you on this fine day, sir? Quite a dilly of a pickle we found ourselves in, wouldn't you say?
I don't believe I've ever seen you talk quite so much, Wendo.
Never performed in a place like this, you know. I got butterflies in here, can't you see? Hey. Why do I always get the weird ones?
Pardon me, witness. As much as I enjoy your banter, I believe we had better return to the case at hand.
I suppose you're right. In that case, I was promised a Futasume yesterday, and I received the stage name of Window. The show was our way of celebrating my new name and a middle rank standing. And then that happened. I never dreamed something like that had happened, not in a million years. And just as I got my chance to start repaying my debt to Shisho, too.
You're in debt to him?
Yeah, plus I'm worried about Gero. The way she clung to Shisho, oh, poor thing. Told her to keep a stiff upper lip. Stiff like rigor mortis. Keep telling those lame jokes and Shisho will come scourge you from the grave. Wouldn't mind getting yelled at, you know, for missing him again. Window, please. As charming as your various characters are, this isn't a Rakugo stage.
Oh, he's doing multiple characters? Damn it. Why didn't anyone tell me that? Let us hear your testimony now, witness. Tell the court about the evidence left at the scene, the proof of the accused's guilt.
Witness testimony! Shisho's dying message. I noticed Shisho's dying message right away. The stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, you see? Hey, now enough of the silly puns already. Anyway, I got the meaning right away. I knew it must have been talking about Bucky. That was the master's final message, left as he was drowning in soba broth. It's so like Shisho not to write Bucky's name outright. Plain and simple wasn't his style.
Well, that was certainly a more entertaining testimony than usual. You know, not counting the balloon clown earlier. Anyway, the variety of characters performed by the witness was absolutely splendid.
But he shouldn't be performing any characters in the first place, Your Honor. And Window, the murder weapon hasn't been determined yet. So how can you say that the victim was drowned in soba broth? It's obvious. All you have to do is look at the crime scene. He is found with his face shoved in a bowl. It's only natural to assume he was drowned in the broth for the noodles. Except we're not here to assume things a window, so please just stick to the facts. My, it's so like a soba chef to kill someone this way, wouldn't you say? And with the Karuta message he left behind, it's clear Bucky Wet did it.
Setting aside the issue of the murder weapon for now, that dying message certainly does seem to be irrefutable evidence.
Indeed. It proves the absolute guilt of the accused. Even I've got to admit that I can't see how that message could mean anything else. Bucky used the soba for the deed or to get back the soba shop deed.
Why is he sitting on a whole bunch of pillows?
This testimony makes Mr. Wet look super guilty. I have to do something.
That's his conclusive evidence? What a farce.
What do you mean, Simon?
What's this? I thought you said you weren't planning on asking me for help.
Ah, I did and I won't. Thank you very much. Simon must have found an inconsistency in the testimony. I better listen carefully and try to see what he found. Cross-examination, start. I noticed Shisho's dying message right away.
Hold it!
Linda, when you saw the cards on the table, what made you think they were Master Tornado's dying message? Well, it was a coded message right there next to the body. I'm sure anybody would have thought they were the name is killer. I love murder mysteries and often watch them on TV. Oh, I see. I saw a similar scene during Murder Mystery Marathon last Tuesday. That's what made me think this must be a dying message. The stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, you see. Oh, wait, hang on. Wrong. All right.
Hold it!
The cards were on the table your master's body was slumped over, right? You must have been surprisingly calm to notice them at the time. As I said, the stiff cards were right in there next to the stiff, so they were hard to miss. But wouldn't it have been more natural to notice the victim rather than the cards? The message just caught my eye because the stiff cards were right there next to the stiff. Do you get it yet, lady? This is comedy gold over here. Yes, but the fact hardly seems significant enough to make a person take note of them. Stiff cards next to the stiff. So basically there was no real reason for them to catch your eye, was there? My talents are wasted on you people. Yay now, enough of the silly puns already.
Hold it!
That's right, I need you to give your testimony, not perform a scene. Please remember you're on the witness stand, not the stage. Look at all these wonderful people in the audience. It's only natural for an entertainer to want them to have some fun. I guess we can let a few jokes slide, right?
The inevitable bleeding of your work into other areas of your life. I know how that is. I find myself being unwittingly judgmental in my personal life too. Just ask my wife. Get it? I'm old. Wife jokes. Ha!
Right, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Well done, Your Honor. Guess you can't judge a judge by his cover.
Oh, I advise the defense not to be so critical of the witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Much obliged. Anyway, I got the meeting right away. I knew I must have been talking about Bucky.
Hold it!
The cards do spell out wet number 4, which could be interpreted as wet noodle number 4, I guess. I suppose you took this to mean Bucky wet. There's only one wet noodle around here, and you've seen that giant fool on his back. It's the only interpretation that makes sense. Yeah, I guess so. But wait a minute! What if there's another wet noodle in the area? Nobody? What, did I say something strange?
Bucky is the sole heir to the shop. So enough with the ludicrous straw grasping.
Hey, how was I supposed to know?
Just listen to the testimony again and find the glaring inconsistency.
That was the master's final message. Left as he was drowning in soba broth. Oh, I did it again.
Hold it!
So the victim lined up those cards in his final moments. How can you be so certain that's how it went down? I know Shisho. He would never let someone get the last word on him, even in death. With his face in the soba broth and his consciousness fading away, he left a message that pointed towards Bucky as he left this world. It's the only way it could have happened. Wait, the only way? Now you're just speculating. Look, a dying message is something you leave as you're dying, right? Instant. I saw a scene like that in a detective show. It's very good. Guy in a rumpled trench coat, solving mysteries like you wouldn't believe.
Wendo, we have a saying in my country. Silence is more precious than diamonds. Please do not speak any more than is necessary.
But talking's my livelihood, you know. I talk all the time, this and that, truths and untruths. I can't stop myself from talking. Hopefully he'll stick to the truths without any of those untruths, but I kind of doubt it. It's so like Shisho not to write Bucky's name outright. Plain and simple wasn't his style.
Hold it!
But don't you think it's strange? Could a dying person really leave such a convoluted message? Even in the throes of death, it was in Shisho's nature to throw in a twist, somehow. Truly, the consummate entertainer till the very end, don't you think? Was he really that great of a man, Simon?
It would have been no easy task, to be sure. But who knows? He wasn't an entertainer for 55 years for nothing.
If I ever bite the big one like that, I want to leave a message as good as Shisho's. Well, let's hope it never comes to that. Simon, are all Rakugo artists like this?
It's hard to say. It could simply be the eccentricity of an entertainer, or perhaps he's hiding something.
Well, he doesn't have to entertain people in a court of law. And if he is trying to hide something, maybe it'll show up as a contradiction or something.
Okay, we are back at the beginning. All right, I need to look at the evidence.
Not sure.
Probably something to do with this.
Oh. Okay. Those cards were moved after they got soaked in broth. Well. Probably that. But which one? Probably this?
Objection!
Nope, wrong one. The witness's statement is absolute nonsense, Your Honor, and this evidence proves it. Wild guess incoming. But, Bridget, shush! You're not supposed to tell.
That strange device says what you're really thinking, doesn't it, Miss Sykes? In other words, the only real nonsense here is your wild guess, isn't it?
Yep. At 2, Widget. Okay, I think I have the right evidence, but the wrong statement. Damn it.
I think it has to be this.
Maybe. Knock, knock. Who's there? This evidence in that statement. This evidence in that statement, who? They contradict each other, that's who.
That's not even the proper call and response for a knock-knock joke.
And what's more, her claim does not even make any logical sense.
Her performance merits neither applause nor leniency, defense.
Oh. Everyone's a critic. Got me some slack. Okay. That's, well, crap. Okay, maybe I have the wrong evidence. All right, hang on. Go. She did mention murder weapon earlier. Hang on. Let me... Nothing was found in his lungs. Okay, that's not drowning. It's a stretch.
Objection!
Oh, that was it? There's a contradiction in Innuendo's testimony.
And would you care to explain where, Ms. Sykes?
Certainly, Your Honor. According to the autopsy report, nothing unusual was found in the victim's lungs.
Yes, it does say that, doesn't it?
If he had drowned in a bowl of soba, then there should have been some soba broth in his lungs. But since there wasn't any, it means the victim was suffocated with something other than soba broth.
What?
This is the contradiction. This is the contradiction you noticed, isn't it, Simon?
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Guess I showed you.
But if drowning in the soba broth wasn't the cause of death, then when was the victim's face thrust into that bowl?
Typhoon Tornado's face was thrust into the bowl after his murder. Because no soba broth was discovered in the victim's lungs, his head must have been placed into the bowl after he was killed. And that's when the soba broth must have been spilled onto the Karuta cards. In other words, the victim could not have lined up the cards as he was drowning.
I see. So it was done after he was already dead. But why would the culprit do such a thing?
I'm afraid I don't know yet.
Objection!
What? You boast of psychological expertise, yet you cannot determine such a simple motive? My sides are liable to split at the absurdity. What, and I suppose you know why? Of course. Desecrating the body in that manner indicates a strong sense of enmity on the part of the perpetrator.
Yes, that does make sense.
No, it doesn't.
It certainly paints a clear picture of the culprit's intense feelings toward the victim.
Feelings of resentment over the theft of the soba shop's deed, no doubt. Just great. Now the judge has an even more unfavorable impression of Bucky.
Silence!
Must you come undone at every juncture? If the culprit had had time enough to set up Master Tornado's body, do you think they would have honestly failed to notice the dying message?
Good point. Cards were right in front of his body, after all. Rationally speaking, there's no way the culprit could have missed that, huh?
Objection!
But was the accused rational at the time, given the way he stormed out of that room?
Silence!
Never mind that. I have something more important to ask Window.
Me?
You saw the Karuta cards firsthand, did you not? Would you care to tell us about them in a bit more detail? Those tiny crime scene photos show us precious little of what I wish to know.
Well, those cards are from Shisho's special Soba Scenes of Tokyo Pass set. Each card is related in some way to Soba.
Spare me the history lesson, just tell me how the cards looked at the scene and no more.
There was soba broth spilled all over them.
That's not much help, I'm afraid. Prosecutor Sadmati, do you have a photo that shows the cards more clearly? I do. Please accept this meager offering, Your Honor. Oh my, what delightful-looking cards! Well. Tearing Prosecutor Sadmonk's conclusive evidence apart should be a breeze with this.
Huh?
Don't tell me you haven't noticed.
Don't be silly, of course I have. Not noticed anything, but I can't exactly say that now, can I? I noticed it without the close-up.
Okay. Cards were moved after they got wet. Ms. Sykes, do you really see a problem with the prosecution's claim about these cards? Oh, go on then.
Oh, all right. It's do or die. All I have to do is study the picture and... These cards were rearranged. These cards were rearranged.
But how can you tell?
Please take a good look at these cards, Your Honor. The answer's right in front of us.
Where exactly should we be looking, Ms. Sykes?
The Soba Boss strains. Please focus your attention on the Soba broth stains on these cards. The outline of these stains don't match up with the larger stain on the table.
Oh, would you look at that? You're absolutely right. And?
Please recall that the soba broth was spilled and got on the cards after the murder, when the victim's face was placed in the bowl.
Yes, go on.
By the stains, we can see that the culprit deliberately rearranged the cards after that. In other words, this message was altered in order to pin the crime on my client.
What? Then, if we put the cards back in their original positions?
We can restore the evidence and see who the cards were really pointing toward.
That's true.
Pokun. Then what are we waiting for? Let's do this. All I have to do is rearrange the cards so the stains match up. Let's see, where was this W card originally? And there. Perfect. Okay, the H card is next. There, yeah. Yes. Now the E card. Let's see, where was this E card originally? There. Oh, perfect match. Next up is the T card. Let's see. Owen-4 is right in there. Now the end card. Let's see. Gonna be there. There, that looks good. Now, O. Nice. Almost done now. The last card's 4. And obviously that goes in the only open space.
Take that!
Owen something 4th? Owen 4th? So the message, wet number 4, was originally supposed to say Owen 4th. And this original message is our clue to the identity of the true culprit.
What? Huh. That indignant look on Prosecutor Sad Monk's face is positively priceless. This is absurd.
So it was originally Owen 4th? But it wasn't wet number 4 to me. Maybe the lawyer's smarter than we thought.
Order! Order in the court! Well, I never would have imagined that there was more to these cards than meets the eye.
Okay.
So now that that's settled, what does this Owen 4th mean?
Wait, am I?
Who else do you suppose is to provide an explanation? Of course it's you.
But I hadn't thought that far ahead yet.
Change the cards around all you'd like. But if you cannot explain what the message means, then it is as worthless as you are, defense.
No!
Is there an Owen?
I haven't seen an Owen.
And so that spring chick that fancies itself a graceful swan is brought back down to earth.
I have to do something, but what?
Still your thoughts for a second. There's a perfectly good witness to question over there.
Oh, right. That's a good idea. Come on, Athena, get hold of yourself. Window, does the phrase Owen 4th mean anything to you? No. There's no one named Owen in the Tornado family or a circle of friends. Go ahead, ask anybody you'd like. You can't be serious.
Having rummaged through your empty mind, I see you have, as expected, turned up nothing.
Silence!
I'm afraid I have no idea who the devil this Owen 4th is either. But the fact remains that the cards were rearranged to pin the blame on Mr. Wet. That in itself proves that the defendant isn't the real culprit.
Prosecutor Blackwell's right. Besides, the important question here is not who does the message point to, but rather who rearranged the cards.
Why didn't you point that out earlier if you already knew?
Sorry. In any case, there were 2 opportunities for someone to rearrange the cards. The first was when Mr. Wet entered the dressing room, and the second was when Window discovered the body. Are you accusing me of rearranging the cards? Me, who came to testify on the goodness of my art.
Well, you didn't exactly come running out screaming straight away, did you? Even a mere 2 or 3 minutes is more than enough time to get up to some devilry. So what exactly were you doing in there, Window?
Sip, sip.
Put down the tea and spit out your answer.
Let me Mr. Prosecutor! He's bullying me! What's a guy supposed to do at a time like this?
Silence is more precious than diamonds, witness. Therefore, you need only stay silent. The defense is devious. They are waiting for you to make a slip of the tongue.
Oh, I see. So that's what they're after, is it? In that case, Your Honor, I've decided not to say another word.
Very good. After all, your right to remain silent is protected by law.
Well, Prosecutor Blackwell, any other brilliant ideas you'd like to share?
Did you hear that, Sykes-Stono? A Rakugo artist who's afraid to speak. Who's ever heard of such a thing? Are you trying to taunt him into talking? Such a petty trick will never work.
That's right. I'm not going to fall for it.
I'm only asking to hear your story. Besides, is it not your job to tell your tales if there's an audience to listen?
Even so, I have the right to refuse to answer.
The more you keep quiet, the more we want you to talk. That's simply human nature. Isn't that right, people of the gallery?
Yeah, what's he hiding anyway?
Even with this wonderful audience in front of you, you still refuse to talk? If so, then perhaps you chose the wrong line of work, my friend.
Are you saying I should quit? Because I'm not afraid to speak my mind, I have you know. Oh, no, never mind what I just said. It is scary to talk, it's absolutely terrifying. But no, as a Rakugo artist, I must talk. If I don't, how can I ever show my face on stage again? Your Honor, I'm ready to testify. He did it. He managed to convince the window with his power suggestion technique.
Bully for you, Endo. That's as a real Rakugo artist should be. All right. If the witness wishes to testify, then by all means, please do. To be turned by such an obvious ploy, what a man of weak spirit.
Yeah. Witness testimony in the dressing room. We'll do that in the next episode. Do the outro. Okay, Winnow is looking very suspicious. He almost certainly changed the cars around, but if so, why? Is he protecting someone named Owen? Also, if he was only in there for a couple of minutes, killing Taifu and manipulating the crime scene is a bit of a stretch. Actually, I have to ask, was Bucky drunk when he visited Taifu? If he was, I could absolutely see him arguing with a corpse. Then again, Simon said that he heard Taifu rehearsing shortly before Bucky barged in, so that means he was alive up until then. Unless someone else was impersonating him, or if it was a recording. Window could have removed whatever was playing the said recording when he went in. Broadening the estimated time of death would certainly help our case. While it wouldn't be impossible to kill someone and mess with the evidence in 2 or 3 minutes, you'd almost certainly make enough noise for someone right outside to hear. Anywho, we'll tackle all that next time. In the meantime, up here's a playlist of my Persona 5 Royal playthrough, and down here is a video that YouTube recommends. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!